Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
And welcome to the A.D.K channel. With us today, we have Alun from Before the Sirens. Welcome to the channel.
Hello.
Hello.
Right, today's video. I don't know who's going to have known this one. Normally I can kind of go, well, you'll know it, but I don't know who will know this track. But hopefully a couple of us will. But let's go check out today's video and we'll share thoughts and feelings at the end. Let's do it. Okay, so hands up if you knew who that band was. Yay! Full house!
Full house.
So, of course, that was Sylosis and Heavy as the Crown. We all like Sylosis on this channel, don't we? Yay! Let's throw it over to Alan. What did you think about that particular track?
Oh man, I love Sylosis. So that song, I must admit, I've not given it the rotation I maybe should have done, because actually kind of paying it the attention that possibly deserved previously. I dig it, man. Like, I mean, Josh Middleton, I saw Sylosis at Camden Underworld in 2012 as part of the Metal Hammer tour with While She Sleeps and Anterior, if you remember Anterior. And Josh, I managed to get myself front and centre of the stage, and I make no bones about saying that Josh Middleton is probably one of the most talented people I have ever seen live on stage. He is unbelievably talented. I suppose the reason I haven't given the this and some of their more recent albums the rotation I have is because I had such a love for Conclusion of an Age. That album in a similar sort of way to Killswitch Engage's first album and some of the other ones that are around at a similar sort of time. The Conclusion of an Age was such a massive album for me personally in terms of like screaming, kind of singing and learning how to do all these techniques and whatnot. And Jamie was a massive part of that. And obviously when he left, I thought they lost a bit of the sort of dynamism that they had previously with him, because he brought different things. He could obviously clean sing, and it allowed Josh to just be a guitarist. But they seem recently certainly to have sort of found a sort of their happier place, if you will, a place where they're not trying to be something they're not. I mean, let's be honest about this. As I say, Josh Middleton is an unbelievable guitarist, and they write riffs for days. They always have, but it's how you tie that together as a song, as a total. And actually, as a song, as a standalone song, I really dig that. That was a really, really cool song.
Cool. Let's go to Andy.
Well, I'm a recent convert to Sylosis because we covered a track a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Can't recall the title, but so it didn't strike me straight away it was them. But then I saw the windmilling bassist from Conjurer, so I thought, yeah, that's Sylosis, and then I recognised the vocals as well. Yeah, I mean, another excellent track. I do need to get into this band, I really do. It's just simple, heavy guitarist, absolutely brilliant. And because it is sort of so, you know, maybe simple is not the right term, but because of that, I'm listening out for the drumming on this as well, which is probably the most complex musical delivery out of the instruments in this particular song, and that is excellent as well. You can hear the drumming really, really well. The video's got like that sort of, you know, my first thought was, you know, that Gerard Butler film 300. I know they're obscured by blowing sand and everything, but it seemed like some of the shots were sort of on repeat, and they probably could have done more variations on the shots from the video. But yeah, really good song. You know, the vocals are great. I particularly like when he's in the lower register, particularly, you know, in the sort of like the early part of the verse. He sort of goes up an octave or so in the chorus. But yeah, really good band. You know, from what I understand from you guys, they've been around for a little while. When did you say you saw around 2012?
Yeah, their first album came out in 2008.
Yeah, so you know that's 15 years of material I need to sort of check out, really. So yeah, really good band. Enjoyed that track a lot. It was a good way to finish tonight.
Go to Kirk.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Alan, you said something very poignant there. I think, you know, because Josh is now in Architects, he uses Sylosis as just for his heavy metal fantasy, doesn't he? Just doing what he loves. And three things come through in Sylosis these days: Metallica, Sepultura, and Death. Those three bands, and I love that. What a combination. One thing I will say, because we know that Josh, you said he's very talented. He comes from he has actually studied music, so you know the theory, and he studied a lot of different genres. You know that classical composer Bach, and when someone says what is a fugue, that is where a melody will start on one instrument, and then two or three other instruments will finish the sequence. He's deliberately done that at the end,
Yeah,
with like a chugging thrash metal riff. Obviously, there's no melody in it, How clever is that? Just listen to how playful that is there. It's like one guitar will start the chug riff, second one will finish it, and then you've got a drum like triplet filling the gaps as well. Like, when I first heard that, I was like, that is so sophisticated. And also probably a bit, shall we say, he is probably showing off a bit there, but it's still quite subtle. Great song. I agree. Jamie did definitely give them, he did bring a lot to the table, didn't he, as a vocalist, not just because he could do cleans as well. And it did free up Josh to just concentrate on guitar. But I think he's done a good job over the last couple of albums, Alan, in really establishing himself as a vocalist. He's just going for that. It's not death metal, is it? It's almost like a traditional hardcore vocalist that understands techniques and breath control and how to not blow out your voice. He's very comfortable doing that, isn't he? So I think he's really put a lot of time into understanding the way his body works and what vocal he could do and tour this music. To me, Sylosis, thrash metal, isn't it? Best genre of music in the whole spectrum of metal for me, so don't need to say anything else.
So I'll just wrap it up. So for me, I really like his vocals. He's one of the best vocalists as far as his ability to go through different styles. So from his little bit more of a scratchy aggression to the heavier aggression, lower end aggression, but also his clean. Some vocalists can do one really well and the others not as good, whereas he can do it all the way through, and I like that. Drummer doesn't get anywhere near enough credit on this particular track for me as far as like talk about, because you're listening to these bits and a lot of drummers put fills in just for the sake of putting a fill in, or they hit loads of cymbals and they're like, yeah, and it's great. He was playing some really nice stuff off the bells of the ride, and he was playing it, and everything was around his dynamics and his accenting. I thought that was great.
That's been a good drum if I picked him out, because it's not the first thing I listen out for. But yeah,
he did so well.
And he looked like an excellent drummer from what I know.
Yeah, he's pretty special.
And with Sylosis, I still think of Sylosis as a new band. In my head, I still think of them as a relatively new band. But we said they've been around 50 years. My old band played with them back in probably around 2008, 2009, and then again in about 2012. So we played with them twice at Club 85, and they blew us off the stage every single time. I just remember every time that they played, they would soundcheck as they were headlining. They would soundcheck first, and we were like, oh crap, where's the heavy songs? Right, what's our set list? Let's get rid of that. No, that ballad's going, and no, that nice little rock riff, that's going. Where's all our really heavy tracks? Because we've got to do something to compete with this. There is no way we can compete against them. And they were always awesome, and that was in their early stages when they were still kind of finding their getting that tightness. Now they're so much further on that. My only bone of contention is I think the video was crap. I thought their performance was great. It could have been in a black room and it would have been just as good. Their performance element was good. It's a sand dune with a crown stuck in it. What's the
Dave, you and I were talking about that the other day, weren't we? That their follow-up video to that is a song called Deadwood. Just as good a song, but they seem to be in a sort of on-fire wind tunnel, and there's no reason for it, and I don't understand why.
It's like, what's that got to do with the actual song? And there's no real thing. But this one, do you know what it also reminded me of? Like Linkin Park early 2000 videos where they have that CGI effect.
Yeah, I remember.
With the flying whale.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, guys, you could do better than that. Come on. I'd much rather have seen something with a practical effect performance rather than what they did there. It doesn't tell me anything about the story, but the song itself was freaking brilliant. I loved it. Anyway, that was Sylosis. And of course, the song is Heavy as the Ground. Now, if you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe. Go check out Before the Sirens if you feel like it, because they're quite nice guys. And we'll see you on a video sometime very soon. Take care.